And just allow yourself to be comfortable. Allowing yourself to be comfortable. Let's bring the hands in prayer in front of the heart. Just feeling into your heart space. Feeling the palms of the hands together. Feeling the sit bones grounded down. Feel all the parts of the body that are in touch with the mat. Allow yourself to arrive in your body. Arrive in practice. And practice these days always, but never more so than in these challenging times, is really a gift. A gift we give to ourselves. And just finding the sense of connection to your breath now. A sense of connecting to the inhalation breath, noticing the exhalation breath. Without any interference needed, just noticing the breath. And then allow yourself to set an intention for your practice. Beautiful. Perhaps thanking yourself for having come to the mat for practice. This is your sacred space, your sacred time. This doesn't mean there is no noise from the family. This doesn't mean that thoughts don't wander in and out. It does mean, though, that we aim for that connection between heart, mind, and physical body. Aiming to still the fluctuations of the mind. Our connection, or our intention rather, for us as a group tonight, as it was this morning and on Monday night, to ground, to center, to move into that base chakra, that sense of security, belonging, knowing where we stand in the family, in the community, in the society, in the greater consciousness, in the collective. Let's chant an Om to start and to allow ourselves to feel that this is a sacred practice, this is a spiritual practice as well as a physical one. Beautiful. Let's exhale together. Big inhale. Beautiful. You're welcome to keep your eyes closed, your hands in prayer, feeling into the resonance of that sound. Perhaps let's acknowledge that for some of you, it's perhaps the first time you really ommed loudly in your home. Just for a moment, keep your eyes closed and see if you can allow yourself to praise yourself for showing up in an environment that's perhaps unusual for you to practice in. Used to coming to the studio, allow the sounds, the different smells, the different textures underneath you to be felt, to be heard, to be acknowledged. Now it's absolutely okay as far as I'm concerned if there is family members walking through the screen, if there is pets, if there is just life happening around us, of course. It's not interrupting anyone, it's not interrupting my practice, it's not interrupting your practice. This is yoga, this is life. Beautiful. And as I said in the beginning, if you want to turn video off, then I'll just see an avatar or background. I don't see you, that's absolutely fine. You can just practice with following my voice. With eyes closed, perhaps still let's interlace the fingers. So coming away from prayer, hands just an interlace. And then turning the palms up on the inhale. Beautiful. And exhale, dropping the shoulders. And if you sat cross-legged, perhaps you want to change the cross of the legs. Or you want to change the seated position anyway. Inhale, lifting up, and then exhale, dropping the shoulders. This is not a complicated movement. This is perhaps not, for some of us, overly engaging of the mind. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, dropping the shoulders. And then inhale, lifting up, and exhale, pushing the wall away, as we sometimes do when we embrace the moon. So the arms to the side. For those of you with eyes closed, have you got space next to you? Good. And then see if we can stay seated in this position. You need to open your eyes. I'm here for you. Beautiful. So feel that sense of prana lifting up on the inhale. So there's a lifting sensation. The energy lifts on the inhale and drops down, goes downwards on the exhale. Often I say inhale, the front of the body lifts. Exhale, the back of the body broadens. And then inhale here, exhale, bringing your fingers in towards the elbow creases, like this, part of embracing of the moon. And then inhale here, exhale, release. Change your seated position again, either changing the cross of the legs or a different seated position. And we do an embracing of the moon. Inhale, palms reaching up, fingertips touch, elbows bend, shoulders drop. If your neck's okay and you can afford to let go of looking at me, then look up. Beautiful. Again, the inhalation lifts the front, the exhalation drops the shoulders. Few more rounds of breathing. Inhale, exhale. Inhale here, exhale, pushing the wall away. Feel this. Feel the engagement in your wrists, in your forearms, in your upper arms, and yet the breath is soft and smooth. Doing well. Inhale here, exhale, the fingers curling in. Inhale here, exhale, release. Oh, nice. Can we all come into kneeling? If you can't kneel, sit cross-legged. Make sure you are practicing within your range of motion, within your limitations. We're going to go into Gomukhasana arms. Inhale, and then exhale, one elbow bends and the other one, or both bend, one up and one down. Yeah, so at the back it would look like this. Good. Inhale, the arms out wide, and then exhale, beautifully flowing the other way. Inhale out, exhale, bending. Now notice how I'm not moving my head and I'm not moving my whole torso. It's just the movement of the shoulder blades. Beautiful. And then see if we can connect the breath with the movement. Oh, from what I can see, you're doing well. Beautiful. Perhaps even closing down the eyes. The inhalation breath allows the spine and the arms to lengthen like wings. Exhale, we bend at the elbows. Become aware of your breath and the movement in your shoulders. And if you're like me, perhaps you like a much more dynamic start to class, and that's your challenge, to embrace the slower start. And 2 more. Nice. Beautiful. Good. And then slowly release. Excellent. Let's come into a squat. I know you thought probably I'm going to say cat and cow, but I'm going to say a squat. Yeah. And if your squat, as you know, looks like this tonight, then so be it. If you can come all the way down, maybe you have a cushion or something that you want to sit on. And we're just going to go from left to right. How does this feel? From left to right, just checking in. That's it. That's it. Do what you can. Beautiful. Nice. Doing well. It's not the screen that's moving, it's all of us moving like a Mexican wave. Beautiful. Coming to seated with the legs forward. Nice. Paschimottanasana. Oh, I don't think we've done that all week. Lift and lengthen. I'm going to just sit sideways. Lift and lengthen. Inhale. Exhale, coming forward. Hold on to where you can. Where is it? Lift and lengthen. Inhale, exhale, coming forward. So seeing if the spine can be long rather than rounded. Beautiful. Nice. And then let the gaze be to the big toes. And just feel and go, a little restricted in the movement. Let the breath move. Let yourself be drawing in from your bandhas and the diaphragm expands. Let yourself bring your arms into aeroplane arms. Beautiful. And then we inhale, lift up like this, an L shape. And then exhale, bending forward from the hips and bring the arms back behind you. You know how we sometimes do this in our chair pose? But I like us to do this in our Paschimottanasana. So forward folding, reaching with the sternum. Beautiful. A few more. Inhale, lift. Good. And exhale, coming forward and bringing the arms behind. Nice. Pushing away from the big toes. Little toe side comes towards you. 2 more. Did I say 2 more before? Nice. And then a full Paschimottanasana. Holding here, but pull against the legs somehow. So you can draw the shoulders back and the heart lifts and lengthen the spine. Length at the front, length at the back. Beautiful. Eyes open or eyes closed. Feel into this. Do what suits you. You can come up a little more. Beautiful. Last exhale and inhale to look up. Exhale, release. We're coming into reverse tabletop. Hands behind your buttocks. Bending at the knees, lifting the chest. Inhale, exhale, push into the feet and lift the hips up. Hope you can still see. Beautiful. Good. And all we're going to do here is wiggle our toes. If you need to come out, come out. Otherwise, wiggle the toes and then set them down one by one. Pushing into the feet, pushing into the hands. Lift one more time. Inhale, exhale, slowly coming out. Beautiful. Taking the feet wide. Coming into moving windscreen vipers. We had our windscreen vipers this morning in our yin class. So feet as wide as the mat. Everyone's on a mat. Beautiful. Lift and lengthen. Inhale, exhale. Knees to the left. Turning to the left. Excellent. Inhale back to center. Exhale over to the right. Turning to the right. I'll turn away from you. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the left. Beautiful. So let's see if you can flow on your own and noticing how strongly you actually need to engage your core to be able to sit up and to let the movement come from your core. Lifting your pelvic floor, your toilet muscle. Here is your Mula Bandha. And drawing in from your lower belly, that's your Uddiyana Bandha. And we have the connection to that 20-30% throughout the whole practice. Yeah, no, at home we can shuffle along to our heart's content. Beautiful. Releasing, bringing the hands back behind you, coming into reverse tabletop again. It's a back bend, heart lifts, feet push down. Beautiful. Nice. Now see if you can lift the heels this time. Keep the toes on the floor, lifting off the heels. Good. If you need to come out, come out. If you can stay and let the head go back. Too much on your shoulders, come out. We're still on tippy toes if we can, lifting. Breath is soft and smooth, connect to your bandhas. Inhale here, exhale, slowly coming out. Excellent. Let's turn the feet to the side. Let's come into a few rounds of cat and cow. Cat and cow on fingertips if you can. Fingertips and rounding the spine on your exhale and looking up to the ceiling on your inhale. The idea is to start the movement either from the top of the head, and then let the spine follow, or from your tailbone curling, and then let the rest of the spine follow. If it's not appropriate for you to be on fingertips, keep going in your own breathing rhythm, coming into Ujjayi breath if you can. Exhale, rounding, inhale, looking up. Not appropriate on fingertips, just come onto the palms of the hands. Not appropriate on the palms, come onto the knuckles. I'm just swiping the screen so I can see you all. Beautiful. Let's start connecting to the breath. Ujjayi breath if you can. Oh, beautiful positions, everyone. Nice. Beautiful. Love that you could all make the time to join me, to join the group, and to just be happy in your practice. Excellent. Beautiful. So slowly coming out, and I will face you. You can stay wherever you'd like to stay. But I'd like us to do this teacup idea with our wrists. So let's start on the right. Starting to circle your wrist. The idea is to just stay with the fingers, with the wrist on the floor, on the mat, and come into a circular motion. The idea is to take the elbow and the shoulder fully into this movement and then change direction. Oh, I can just see we've done it enough times. You're like, oh yeah, I got this now. And then the other side. Beautiful. So the idea is the more information we give our brain with our eyesight, our hands and our feet, the more range of motion we will have. Let's see if we can do this with both hands together. So big circles and then big circles the other way. I think I have to do a little snippet of this on YouTube. Just do those teacup shoulders. But of course, we don't just do it for the sake of doing it. We notice now how our downward facing dog feels so much lighter. So let's come into downward facing dog. Wherever you are on your mat, just start to walk your feet. One heel up, one heel down. Palms of the hands to the floor. Beautiful. See if you can wiggle your hips. Nice. And then let's find some stillness here in our downward facing dog. This means I want you to start connecting to your breath. You're welcome to bend your knees. You're welcome to come out of downward facing dog at any time. I have come off the mat, but I'd like you to stay downward facing dog. Allow yourself to ground down with the hands and the feet, and everything else lifts off. So the idea is to really push into the hands, shoulders away from the ears. This means your triceps move in, the back of your arms move in towards each other, so making space for the shoulders. And then inhale, tippy toes, and then exhale, coming into a hover tabletop position. Those of you practicing with me on a regular basis, you know this is our go-to when we really want to feel switching on from our belly. Inhale here, exhale, back down dog. Nice, let's do that again. Inhale, tippy toes, exhale, tabletop. If you're safe in tabletop, you can stay, otherwise bring your knees down, and then let's reach our left arm forward in tabletop position. If it's too much for your right shoulder, come onto your knees. Inhale here, exhale, release. Other side. We're still in a hover if we can. Oh, excellent. Inhale here, exhale, back down dog. Walk your hands back to your feet. Excellent. Uttanasana, first forward fold. Allow yourself to hold your elbows. Opposite arm, opposite elbow. You're welcome to wiggle your knees. I come off so I can see. Yeah, some of you I can see fully. Beautiful. Let's allow yourself to breathe. Just breathe, Ujjayi breath. Just enjoy yourself. Now let's be mindful. You can always bend your knees. Be mindful. Feel into your physical body. Uttanasana, forward bend. Now this, and you may feel this is useful because with our different lifestyles at the moment, perhaps our food choices are different and our digestive system is perhaps a little taking the impact. Notice how this actually squishes your belly. Notice how your forward bend, change the grip of the hands, stimulates your belly. Beautiful. And then slowly come to standing, curling up vertebra by vertebra. Oh, nice work. Beautiful. You're welcome to be the last person here coming up. We're going to do a few rounds of sun salutations. So if you're new to the practice, just toddle along, just making sure if you can, one breath, one movement. If you're familiar with our sun salutations, and let's move straight into it. Let's come to your front edge of your mat, wherever you decide is your front. And we'll just do it slowly, and we hold a few positions, a few breaths, so you become familiar if you haven't practiced for a while. Let's find Samasthiti. So this is palms of the hands together. I'll show you this way. Beautiful. Palms of the hands together into heart center. Find your Ujjayi breath. Breath with sound. In through the nose, out through the nose. At a very gentle sound to this, it's likened to the sound of the ocean. It goes like, let's see if you can hear yourself. It doesn't have to be loud, but it comes from the bottom of the throat rather than the top of the throat. And more experienced students, you may be able to kind of get that. It's a broad feeling. It's a broad bottom of the throat. It's not a rasping, sort of high-pitched guttural sound. See if that works for you tonight. Beautiful. And then let's open the eyes. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, and we're staying in that position for a few breaths. If your neck's okay, look up to your thumbs and drop your shoulders. Beautiful. Engage your thighs, feeling those opposing energies. So you're lifting your upper body up and your lower body is grounding down. Excellent. Keep that. As well as those opposing emotions are at the moment coexisting, so these energies can coexist. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, coming forward. Uttanasana, all the way. And then inhale, halfway lift. Let's stay here for a little. So your halfway lift may not be with fingers on the floor. They may be with fingers on the shins. More experienced students, come back to Ujjayi breath. Broaden the chest, draw the shoulders away from the ears. Feel as if your hamstrings would be splitting in half. There we go. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, hands to the floor, step back, downward facing dog. That's one extra breath here. Inhale into your high plank. Knees down, lift the chest, bend the elbows, end up on your belly, chaturanga. Let's all just do a cobra. Let's stay here in our cobra for a few breaths. So this is your own body weight. Can you see? Body weight only. Lifting, or body strength only rather. That's it, no pushing, fairy hands. Can you hear? Good. Looking up, inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. Brilliant. Step your feet in a little, makes the pose a little easier. Spreading your fingers, palm of the hand, heel of the hand, upper arms rolling outwards, or in other words, triceps coming together. Feel the difference, make space. Beautiful. Let your head hang, you're not missing out. We're still in down dog. Gaze to the toes or to your knees. Brilliant. That's it, Lynn. Hanging in there. If you need to come out, but we'll have 2 more breaths. Excellent. Last exhale here. Inhale onto tippy toes. Exhale, bend your knees, step or jump between the hands. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold a little deeper, eventually nose to knee. And then strong legs come all the way up. Inhale and exhale at the top. Come back to your Ujjayi breath. Settling in. Notice the inhalation. Become aware of your exhalation. Now, if you don't need to see this, keep your eyes closed, but I'm just showing you an option how to come up, because not everyone will be able to come up with straight legs. So we're coming forward, inhale, halfway lift, exhale, fold, and you could come up with your knees bent and then come up all the way like this if your lower back is a little tender or your hamstrings. Okay? Second round. Urdhva Hastasana, inhale. Exhale, coming forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, back down dog. High plank, inhale. Chaturanga. Open up into your up dog or your cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Stepping your feet in. Notice how you can ground down with the palms of the hands. Find that it's like you push yourself off the floor. The hands are strongly in the floor. The prana, the energy is downward moving. Anastasia, roll your upper arms outwards a little more. Just a smidgen. Here we go. Beautiful. Last exhale. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, step or jump. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Strong legs come all the way up. Inhale. And exhale back into hands in prayer, Samasthiti. Close down your eyes. Can you do this in your environment? Can you connect back to your breath? Can you find a smidgen more responsibility for your practice? This is beautiful. You have been practicing well. This is like, yeah, this is how far I can go, and this is how it feels good to me. Yeah, when you have to rely on those verbal instructions. Marvelous. Another 2 rounds together. Releasing the hands. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, swan dive forward. Nose to knees, hands next to the feet. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, down dog. High plank on your inhale, and then a straight chaturanga, or with your knees, shoulders back. Open up, inhale, cobra or your up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog for 1. Gaze is to the toes or to the knees. For 2, upper arms rolling outwards. For 3, inner smile, outer smile. Beautiful. Nice, Megan. For 4 and 5. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, step or jump. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold all the way, and then strong legs come all the way up, arms to the side or forward. Release into Samasthiti. We'll stay here with Ujjayi breath. Notice the prana, the energy lifting on your inhalation and drawing downwards on your exhalation. There's always that play of opposing energies, up and down. Feel this. Sometimes we allow you to only feel this in your spine. We breathe up and down the spine. Sometimes it's that idea of inhalation lifts the front, exhalation broadens the back. But feel these opposing energies. Beautiful. Connect you beautifully to your body. Last round. Releasing. Urdhva Hastasana. Inhale. Exhale, come forward. Reach. Drishti is over your fingertips. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, back down dog. High plank, inhale, and a slow chaturanga. More experienced students perhaps hover just before you open up into your back bend. Beautiful. Exhale, downward facing dog for 1. Please, if it's too much for you, you rest. You come onto your knees or you come into child's pose. For 3, inner smile, outer smile. Well done. For 4. And 5. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, coming forward. Good, Jess. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Strong legs come all the way up. Inhale. And releasing. Beautiful. Bringing the arm, you can stay where you are, bringing the arms up. Urdhva Hastasana. Inhale, exhale, right arm underneath the left. Garudasana arms. So either, here we go, palm of the hand together or just the big thumb. Inhale, lifting the elbows. Exhale, palms away from the face. Feet together. Inhale here. Exhale, coming down into your chair pose. Yeah, now this is a very favorite pose here in our studio. I'll come off so I can see. Beautiful. It does help you if you squeeze your knees together. That lifts the bandhas. Pelvic floor, keep your breath, draw the strength from your breath. We are going to go forward. Inhale here, exhale, bending forward, forward folding. Allow all of a sudden those Garudasana arms become the trunk of an elephant or something. And then allow the forearms to dangle forward. Allow this weight of your arms and shoulders to draw you forward. Let your head hang. Breathe. Now, how is the direction going of the breath now? How about we breathe on the inhalation? We feel the energy coming up from the heels, the whole back of the body, and then it goes down the front of the body. There we go. 2 more breaths here. You can always bend your knees. You can always come down into child's pose. Beautiful. Exhale here, and we come up into chair pose. Inhale, bending the knees. Beautiful. Lifting the elbows. Feel that you're making space in your shoulders. Strengthening the hips, strengthening the thighs. Inhale here, exhale, release, standing up. Inhale here, exhale, releasing the arms. Beautiful. Nice. Other side. You can turn the other way if you want to. Urdhva Hastasana. Inhale. Exhale, left arm underneath the right. You know, maybe tonight you're just like this, or maybe you can grab onto the thumb. That's it. Annette, how are we going? And then lifting the elbows, inhale, exhale, palms away. Inhale here, exhale, chair pose. Beautiful. Now let's just hover here a little. If I brought you too deep into those positions with the arms, you can drop the elbows into the chest. Let me see, that's it. So Claire, pull that tailbone, tuck that tailbone under, bring that belly in. Yeah, you thought I couldn't see you. Ah. Beautiful, well done. Excellent positions, everyone. Keeping the breath soft and smooth, in through the nose, out through the nose. Beautiful. We're going forward. Inhale here, exhale, forward bending. Let the intention be to stimulate our digestive system. How close can the chest and the thigh come together? How deeply can we bend forward, and how heavy can we be with our arms and our shoulders dangling forward? And can we do the breath idea again? Through the backs of the legs, through the whole back to the top of the head on your inhale, and the exhale goes down the front. Prana lifting up, apana lifting down. Beautiful. Last exhale here, we come back into chair pose. Inhale, knees together, heels to the floor. Elbows lift, palms away from the face. Come back into strength, come back into Ujjayi breath. No need for any complication here tonight. We're just getting used to that new format. Last exhale here, inhale to stand, and then exhale to release the arms. Give yourself a pat on the back. Yeah, I mean it, beautiful. Now, I'd like us to explore Warrior One a little. So wherever is the front edge of your mat, let's step your right leg back and your left leg forward. Yep. However, we're going to bring the right knee down. Now, we could have done that more elegantly. Anyway, next time. And then lunging forward just a smidgen. If you need a blanket, sofa cushion, jumper, good. Nice. And then we're in a position where we go, okay, I can tuck my tailbone under. Yep. And I can feel the lift in the lower belly. Beautiful. Good. Bringing your arms up. This is Urdhva Hastasana, lunging forward, and then reaching up and dropping the shoulders. So what I like to get into with this is that the spine is long in a warrior. It's not, unless we make it a back bend, it's not actually leaning back. And a gentle lunging forward, so we open the front of the hip. Beautiful. Then hold your right wrist with your left hand, reach up and slightly tilt to the side. So a lateral bend, and then slightly come backwards. I just want you to feel the opening in the hip. Maybe some of us do more sitting, you know. There's nowhere else to go. We'll just sit around. I don't know. I'd certainly do a bit more sitting. Beautiful. And then inhale, coming up, finding that Warrior One position again with the arms, with the chest, and then lifting the back knee. Just lifting the knee. Not the hip, so don't come into a high lunge here. So just lifting the knee a little, if you can. And then inhale here, exhale, reach forward, step back, downward facing dog. If you wobble out, just wobble out. Down dog. Oh, nice. Wiggle your hips. Beautiful. And we don't want to do too many things on one side, otherwise we'll tend to forget the other side. Beautiful. Good. Now stepping which leg? The right leg forward now. Good. Good. Bringing the left knee down. And again, just coming into that lunging idea. Here we go. Beautiful. Take your time. Can you see? If you need to. Good. Give me a little wiggle with that back leg buttock, that left buttock, lunging forward. Ah, here we go. There it is. And then bringing the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Avoid leaning back just for this one. Good. So the energy is more uplifting. Work those shoulders, lift the chest, dropping the shoulders back. If you can, looking up. Good. Feel the front heel digging into the floor for stability. Good, Richard. Nice, nice, girl. Beautiful. Ah, here we go. And then we're leaning to one side. We're holding the left wrist with the right arm, leaning over to the right. And then back a little. I want you to feel this in your front hip. Like that, left hip. If you're doing it with me, that's it. Just a little, just so that you feel it. We'll just make space. Good, good. And then coming up, coming up. Beautiful. Tucking the back toes and just lift that back knee. So it affects really just the front of that left hip, that back leg hip. For most of us, it's a left. Beautiful. It's a bit of balance, and the spine is long. Excellent. Inhale here, exhale. Frame your foot. Step back, down dog. Well done, everyone. Let's do a vinyasa. Inhale, high plank. Nice. Exhale, chaturanga. Full chaturanga or with knees. Open up, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Excellent. Let's stay in down dog, and we're going to do our famous hip wiggles. Inhale, tippy toes, and then exhale, let your heels come to the right and your buttocks to the right. Like so. Inhale back to toes. Exhale over to the other side. Good. Let's do a few in your own breathing rhythm. So your upper body and your hands stay as downward facing dog as you can, and your heels come from one side to the next. Few more rounds. Let me see. Beautiful. Keeping the connection to your breath. Feel your physical body. It's just awesome that we can practice at home. What a luxury. I don't think you're ever going to come back to the studio. This is just going to be the next best thing. And then coming back to the toes. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, coming to the knees. Crossing at the ankles and the shins and coming to seated. Now with all that work, let's see how a Paschimottanasana works. When you're ready, flesh your bits out from underneath, lifting, inhale, exhale, coming forward. If you can't hold your toes, you just hold on to where you can. Heart forward, shoulders back. Just see if you can come out of the roundedness a little, sit up a little more. Yeah, that's it. Good. All we want to do is make space. So kicking the heels forward. Beautiful. And then come into that flow again. Leaning forward, the arms are just aeroplane arms. Inhale, come up to an L-shaped sit. Here we go. That's it. Exhale, bending forward, but not a roundedness, and the arms go back. Good. Notice the movement comes out of your legs and out of your core. Go at your own pace. Inhale the L shape. That's it, Annette. And then exhale, coming forward, the arms back behind you, reaching. Good. Now I feel this really strongly in my lower back, on top of my hamstrings. Good, good, good. Just see if you can come further forward. Ask what's there. Oh, marvelous. And then releasing. Now this time we're going to come into full Purvottanasana. We've done the tabletop. If you want to do the tabletop, do that. Otherwise, I'll show you briefly. We're going to go into reverse plank. So let's practice. Feet, legs straight, hands behind you, and then the chest is lifted. If you're not feeling the strength tonight, stay in this back bend. Otherwise, engage your thighs, bring the soles of the feet to the floor, lift the hips and let the head go back. For 1, inner smile, outer smile. For 2, can you see it? For 3, for 4, and 5, slowly coming out. Brilliant. We're going to come into Baddha Konasana. So I'll face you again. Soles of the feet together, like this. We are going to open the soles of the feet like a book. So, inner edges. That's it. So you have your thumb to the inside and the fingers wrapped around on the outside. Lift and lengthen, inhale. Exhale, coming forward with a straight spine, preferably. So you can see from the side, not this, nothing wrong with it, but not for tonight. But this long spine and then coming forward with a long spine. So the idea is the outside edges of your feet, like this, they push together and the inside edges open. That opens your hips. Lift and lengthen, inhale, exhale, come forward. The energy draws up. So you inhale from the top of the head, exhale out your knees. And maybe your knees will never come to the floor. That's not the aim. The aim is to open the hips. The aim is to bring that blood flow to exactly that area. That's our first and our second chakra for that sense of security. That's it. A few more rounds, finding stillness. Inhale through the top of the head, exhale out the knees. And just notice where this goes for you. Maybe tonight it's lower back, inner thighs. Can you stay present? Kudos to you all. You're in a different environment. There's different sounds, there's different lighting. Beautiful. Last exhale here. Inhale to look up. Exhale to release. Let's bring the left leg forward. Right leg bend like this. Oh, this might be better. Hello, little flower from the garden. Lift and lengthen. Janusasana A. Lift and lengthen. Inhale, exhale, coming forward. If you can bind, looks like this. Otherwise, wherever you can be with your hands. Heart forward, shoulders back. It's a lot of forward folding. Because the comments were that with a different lifestyle choice, we may not, can I say, we may not have flattened our own curve. We may have different food choices, so the digestive system needs that stimulation. Last exhale here, inhale to come up, exhale to release, changing sides. Right leg forward, left leg bend. Lift and lengthen, inhale, exhale, coming forward. If you can find a bind, by all means binding. But otherwise, it's inhale through the top of the head. Beautiful. Exhale, coming forward. Good. Just lifting the gaze and looking to the big toe. Just going to have a look at a different screen. Beautiful. Remember the breath. Come back to Ujjayi breath. Nice, Lynn. Beautiful. Beautiful to see you all making such an awesome effort. Nice, Bridget. Good. Last exhale here. Inhale to look up and exhale to release. And I know you're ready to have a little lie down with a little legs up the wall. Imaginary wall. Beautiful. Keep your arms overhead if you have the space at home. Beautiful. Nice. You're not missing out on anything. Maybe you have to adjust your viewing platform. Otherwise, just follow what I say. Dorsiflex your feet, toes towards your face, heels towards the ceiling. And then I'm assuming you have a bit of space next to you. Inhale, bring your legs out into a V shape like this, perhaps a little more than we may have time or space for in class. Beautiful. And then stay there. It's like a V shape against the wall. Nice. But this time it's the imaginary wall. Good. At the same time, pushing the spine into the floor. At the same time, noticing that this comes from your lower belly muscles and your diaphragm is open and free enough to breathe. Stay there if you can. But of course, come out and pause if you need to. Yep. So your thighs are engaged, your toes drawing towards your knees, energy through your heels. Let me see, stay there. You're not missing out. Looking good. Beautiful. And then inhale here, exhale, release. Upavistha, knees to the chest, exhale, curling up, holding underneath your shins, exhale, curl up, inhale, curling out. That's familiar, that's how we often, always start class. Exhale, lifting up, inhale, curling out. Exhale, lifting, drawing up, inhale, curling out. Beautiful. Bringing your arms overhead. Now, let's do a little twist. Can I assume that you have space at home? Bring your right leg flat to the floor and keep your left leg up towards the ceiling. It's like you're lying down in an L shape. Scissoring your legs. And we are going to, sometimes we do this with holding on, sometimes we do it with a strap, but tonight we just free balance. That left leg crosses the midline and wants to come over towards the right. And it also wants to stay straight. And your arms stay out to the side or overhead, and your gaze goes away from the right. You look over to the left. So if you need to see, have a little look. We are hovering. This is requiring strength as well as flexibility. Now, the way it looks would be perhaps totally different to the way it looks for me. Energy in both legs. So that leg, that's right leg on the floor, the energy is kicked away into the heel, kicking the energy into the left. How far can you go without completely toppling over to the right? Beautiful. And then belly strong. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale to release. Excellent. It's changing legs. So if you're following me, we're doing left leg straight and we're doing right leg up against the imaginary wall. And then just find that L shape first. If the arms overhead was too strong, then bring them to the side and you can help yourself along. Let me just see. Let's set this up. That's it. And straighten that leg. So those hamstrings can sing out to you. Let that happen. Spine is flat. And then slowly over time, bringing that leg over. Yeah, so you cross at the midline. You bring it away from its own side. Crossing, that's it. So I think it was the right leg up in the air. So it goes to the left and your head turns to the right. Yeah, that's it. Beautiful. Breathing. Excellent. Where is your foot? Dorsiflex that foot. That's it, Jess. A bit more. That's it, Claire. Have you got your left leg straight, Claire? Claire's doing her own variation. Oh, yeah, okay. Good. This is cool. This is like you're in here. I love it. Can I tell you what Ainsley's doing? She's resting it on the sofa. Yeah, nice try there. Oh, no, she's lifting off. Slowly coming up. Upavistha again. That was awesome. Well done. I don't think we have the space in class often to do this. Now let's find roly-polies. Bring your legs overhead if you can. Find a few spinal rolls. And I'd like us to do a similar shape in seated. Ta-da. Upavistha Konasana. Useful again for that first and second chakra. Flashy bits out from underneath. Anastasia, give me a sign. Can you still see me in the camera? Yeah, okay, good. Lift and lengthen, inhale. And then we just slide our arms along our legs and we lift the chest and we slide forward. And wherever you stop, you go, I can't go any further. That's where you hold on. Dorsiflex your feet. So I want you to feel your thighs engaged. You feel this in your inner thighs, and it's as if your pubic bone wants to be pulled out from underneath. Upavistha Konasana, wide-legged forward bend, lift and lengthen, inhale, exhale, coming forward. How far you choose. Dropping the shoulders, lifting from the heart. Yeah, this is different practice than on Monday night. This is different, certainly, than this morning with different people. Nice. See if you can now interlace the hands behind your back, lifting the chest, lifting the arms. Inhale and perhaps a little bit more forward fold. Beautiful. Now it doesn't matter what it looks like. Feel into it. Feel your sit bones grounding down. Feel your heels grounding down. Your toes come back towards you. Making space. Let the energy, the prana move, come into your physical body. Looking good. Last exhale here. Inhale to look up and exhale to release. Oh, marvelous. Let's bring the legs together. Let's come into a kneeling position. Oh, that was brilliant. Now we'll keep it fairly basic tonight. Yeah. We'll come into a seated twist. But to, bring a little bit more zest into that twist, let's see if we can have Gomukhasana arms. This idea here, and then we're going to go into a twist. So if your shoulders are fairly open, no restriction, you could find a bind here, would look like this. But you could do this, just hold on to your t-shirt. Yep. And then lift and lengthen, inhale. I didn't say which side, but let's see if we can rotate to that lower elbow. So for me, that's my left rotation. Uh-oh. Beautiful. Nice. It's a little bit easier to rotate, I have to say, when you have the bind. If not, you just have to make do with that. Beautiful. The head is gazing over that back shoulder. I come out so I can see. Beautiful. Good, nice. This is your practice. Come back to breath. In through the nose, out through the nose. Marvelous. And then inhale to come forward, and exhale. Let's release fully. Now, I did say kneeling, and you all know if kneeling is not appropriate, you change. Other side. If you sit cross-legged, change the cross. Oh, maybe this is your stronger side, your more open side. Beautiful. Wiggle yourself into position. Lift and lengthen. Inhale, and exhale. We're now twisting to the other side. Or maybe on this side, there's not a lot of twist. For me, there isn't. For some reason, maybe the head turns a little more. Notice the breath again. The inhalation lengthens. The energy is drawn up. And on the exhale, the energy sinks down. Keep the position. You're not missing out. Keep looking over that back shoulder. Over that shoulder, that's where you're turning towards, where the elbow is pointing downwards. We stay in that position, and I just want you, for the next 2 breaths, feel the exhalation sinking into the floor. So if you're kneeling, feel your shins grounding down, tops of the feet. If you sit cross-legged, it's more your sit bones. And then inhale to come forward and exhale to release. Oh, marvelous, beautiful. So let's come into a setup for our headstand. But before we do so, have a little look. We're going to come into rabbit's ears. So you could come into this position, the arms lift, the head stays on the floor, and lifting the hips as well, and just roly-poly along your top of your head a little. Don't have to do anything that doesn't feel good. If you've done that, come back, change the grip of the hands, the interlace of the fingers, and then come up again into your rabbit's ears. Oh, marvelous. Beautiful. Beautiful rabbit's ears. Let's come up to kneeling. Let's come out of this. Now, briefly, I'll show you. We're all going to come into the tripod setup. Unless you kind of go, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to do rabbit's ears again, or I'll leave it out altogether. Your choice. Let's do tripod headstand. A setup is enough. If you want to go further, I'll teach you how to go further. Hold your upper arms. That's it. Make an indentation. That's measuring the distance of your shoulders. Make an indentation into the mat. That's where the palms go. That's it. And then bring the top of the head forward of your hands, forming a beautiful triangle. The moment you sit your head down, it just touches lightly. You draw your shoulders away from the ears, and you feel your hands grounding down, and your elbows come in like a box shape. Just have a few breaths here. I'm just going to see what it looks like. I'll step out here. I think we need a bit more light. Yeah. Yes, that's looking good. Beautiful. Those of you wanting to go further, what you could do is make sure your knees underneath your hips, and you bring your hips up as if you're going into dolphin. Looking good, nice. And just keep trying, keep practicing here. Beautiful. Gail, I can't see you. And that's nice. Claire, Jess, beautiful. Lynn, there's a few I can't see. There's darkness, that's all right. Good. And then slowly releasing out. Excellent. We'll do a little tutorial on this. Always make sure you're counterbalancing. So bring the weight back to the forehead. Back to the forehead. Breathing. Now our inversions reverse the blood flow. Our inversions bring us outside our comfort zone a little. Well, haven't we just lived outside our comfort zone in the last few weeks? And it teaches us patience and precision. Lovely. When we finish later on, if you have any questions, ask. If you want to send me a chat, do that. Let's slide, well for me it's sliding forwards onto the belly, and we'll just come into a very gentle Shalabhasana to stimulate that belly chakra in the digestive system. And then we'll move on. So tuck your tailbone under, lift your upper body, lift your lower body, and lift your arms. So the shoulders lift up, the shoulders drop down, and the strength is built. Beautiful. Simple Shalabhasana, locust pose. If you can come up a little higher with your upper body, with your lower body, with your arms, feel the whole back line on fire. Feel as you breathe, come out as you need to, but if you can, stay a little longer. Feel into the strength of the belly. One last lift, inhale, exhale, release, push back into child's pose. Can't believe we haven't had a child's pose. Pause. Wow. Oh, we could keep moving forever, couldn't we? Nice. Beautiful practice, everyone. We had side bend, we had twist, forward bend, back bend just then, and in our salutations. Beautiful. Nice. Now let's slowly come to a seated position again. A few more calming forward bends. You can keep it dark where you are, that's fine. Now, I didn't say that in the beginning, but these classes here online are kept for asana to an hour's length. So, and then we're going to do a bit of pranayama, and then we're going to do shavasana. So all up, if you want a longer guided shavasana with me and more pranayama, then stay on. Otherwise, the hour is finished. We will chant an Om, a closing chant, and you're at home. You could now go after that, then, yeah, I'm going to toddle into my Shavasana for half an hour, or you could toddle into bed and have your Shavasana, your choice. But we'll have a chant of an Om and our closing chant now, and then we continue with pranayama, with meditation, and with Shavasana if you want to stay. So, I mean, you always have the option. You could have walked out halfway through. Good. Closing down the eyes now. Bringing the hands in prayer position in front of the heart. Nice. Few rounds, a few gentle rounds of soft Ujjayi breath. If you're new to the practice, as I said before, we draw the breath to the back of the throat, to the deep end of the throat. We bring up that rasping Ujjayi sound of the ocean sound. And then slowly connecting back to just your natural breath. Thank yourself again for coming to the mat, coming to the practice. It's a gift to ourselves. Nice. We will chant an Om and our closing chant. We still do call and response. Or I can't hear. You can, do the call with me. So you do call and response. You do it twice. Your choice. So with your eyes closed, your hands in prayer, let's take an exhale. Take a big inhale. Lokaha, lokaha, samastaha, samastaha, sukhino bhavantu, sukhino bhavantu. Together, lokaha, samastaha, Sukhino bhavantu. Slowly just lowering the head and just allowing yourself to feel into this beautiful mudra of head and heart coming together. There's a sense of equilibrium that comes with that gesture. A sense of wanting to melt, to merge the logic with the feeling, the head and the heart. It's a bit like the light and the dark, the yang and the yin, the masculine and the feminine. And also merging together or allowing to exist side by side the emotions that are a little new to us, are a little frightening perhaps, a little overwhelming, as well as the ones that are familiar, that are soothing. So as I said this morning and in other classes, the sense of despair and the sense of fear can coexist with the sense of happiness, contentment, joy. It's the balance we're looking for in the sense of navigating both. Let's bow all the way forward. Namaste. Namaste and thank you. You're welcome to come with me, lie down in your Savasana. We'll talk you through a little bit of a body scan. Yeah. We will come out. If you want to stay with me, we will come out together and then I'll unmute you. We can have a little chat, but of course it's even in your own lounge room. If you go, oh, I'm gonna, knock off now and snuggle up with the kids or the pets, then I just wanted to say thank you for joining me. Otherwise, we'll have just make sure you have Savasana. Yeah, I will be with you here. Just thought I'll let you know. Finding comfort. I keep the lights on here, but you're welcome to dim your lights. I don't need to see you in Savasana, as long as you can hear me. Beautiful. Finding the sense of rest. Make sure you're warm. If you have a bolster, have your bolster underneath your knees. Maybe a blanket on top, a blanket underneath you. Perhaps even your own eye pillow. I know Anne made her own eye pillows. I asked her if she would sell some, but she hasn't responded. Beautiful. And just feeling again, before we make this about the comfort of the physical body, feel your breath. Feel into the idea of the breath occupying your whole body. What a beautiful expression. Your breath, which is your energy, your prana, occupying your whole body. Your whole physical body. Feeling your breath moving through you, surrounding you, and occupying your body from the top of the head to the toes. And feel into that sense of ease, even a sense of warmth, a sense of gratitude, a sense of peace, a sense of gratitude for the practice of yoga, pranayama, meditation, that connection, that sense of all is one, mind, body, soul. Allow your jaw to be soft. So really feel into what that means to you tonight. It's almost like the start of a smile. There is space in your mouth, your teeth are unclenched, your tongue is relaxed. Become aware of your tongue. Allow your eyes to just sink back into the eye sockets. Allow your head to sink into the mat, into the floor. Allow your shoulders to broaden. Let the weight fall off your shoulders. Let them be light and spacious. Let your rib cage feel expansive. Let your belly feel relaxed and broad. Let your buttocks be relaxed, your hips spacious. Your arms like an extension of your heart. Your legs completely at ease, feet falling out to the side. Sense of surrender, that sense of complete rest in your upper body and in your whole lower body. Enjoying stillness of your body, softness of your breath, and the clarity of your mind. Feeling that the breath inhibits your whole body. Let your body be filled with prana, with energy and joy. Just a few more minutes.